Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the continuing adventures of Jub Jub as he treks through the dungeon and oh man, my screen's bleached out again. Alright, and where last we left off, I had been dungeon trekking my way down to the bottom floor of the dungeon, and we're just going to continue that. I'm operating pretty close to the limit of my weight capacity, but I'm also carrying a bunch of food, which is why that is. What else is of note? Also pretty close to the limit of my item slots capacity because I haven't item dumped for a while. So let's just take a moment to do that and dump we can dump repeatedly, dump wands actually when it comes to that. Dump this piece of cheese and dump a bunch of these potions I'm not going to use. Might goes without saying. Brilliance I might actually end up using at some point, but certainly not that many of them. What else? Speed. I don't have a haste source yet, so we'll hang on to that. Anyway, that frees up a few slots. Off we go. And as I alluded to earlier in one of the comments I made, at this point I'm very much, or at least pretty much, on autopilot for clearing the dungeon. Oh hey, I had one of these earlier on. It proved to be amazing. See how you hold out. Nope, not even close. Teleportation, one of cold. Alright. Ditch the new axe, please. As I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty much on autopilot at this point. It's not that I don't need to pay any attention, but just that I vastly outclass most of the enemies I'm going to meet since I've already cleared out the vaults. That special mini vault, which was shaped like a large castle over the entirety of the floor, was probably the exception rather than the rule. And I don't anticipate anything else like that until we get, down to the end. I don't think that I need this spell, but I also don't think that I'm gonna need the slots that badly. So I'm gonna memorize. Oh, whoops! Don't replace my faded cloud, please. You can go capital X. You can go ahead and pick up this basic regen spell in case I find myself in a situation where I'm no longer wearing the ring of regen. Set fires at the end. If you're not taking pain to the cold, you're gonna take pain to fire. Alright, that's almost all of them. Alright. But yeah, that's just the logic behind keeping that on hand. And yeah, I'm just gonna autopilot my way through the rest of the dungeon for now. I already have the appropriate rune count to win the game with. And while I don't quite feel solid enough about my ability to take on the true perils of Zot, namely creatures that require serious melee or serious non-elemental damage and can easily get to melee range with me, I think under optimal conditions there's no individual enemy I can't kill in Zot, and so winning will just be a matter of being systematic and patient. The one big thing I am missing is a source of resist mutation, and until I have that, I don't really feel like I'm safe to take on the virtually guaranteed to appear orbs. Orbs of fire. Alright, anything that was alive in that corridor would die soon. So we're gonna hope that that a amulet of resist mutation turns up by the end of the dungeon. I have beaten Zot without resist mutation before. It's not the end of the world if you can't find it. It's just a significant, for me at least, a significant damper on the way I like to play. What I think I'm going to end up doing is if I get to D27, clear it, and still have not located a source of resist mutation, I will check out the Elven Halls and try there next. Because yeah, as of now, the only way I know to beat Zot without resist mutation is to do it super fast, and that kind, like with a Minotaur just hulking his way through it. And that stands in opposition to my overall attitude towards playing the Ogre, which has been, you are not as strong as you think you are, so be careful. Huh, I thought there would be more over here. Harpies usually come in flocks of 2 or 3, right? Alright, we're through. Definitely want to freeze you. Freeze your newfound square. And finish you. Swiftness, repel missiles. You know, what are we training up? Spellcasting? Not sure why I'm increasing that so much. Was it just the hunger? Because that's a silly reason. It's just the hunger. I think at one point I was hoping to save spell slots, but that makes less and less sense now that I'm at the point where where I have the spell slots and I'm not using them for anything. Definitely set up some fires for you to burn in. Get my ally in play. Everything's not decaying, that's good. Raise dead, start spreading the ice. Yeah, I can definitely take on the elven halls. Quite frankly, I've killed quite a few elves of varying difficulty. And the thing about the elven halls is I like putting off going there until I'm ready to go to the abyss if necessary. Well, I could probably survive the abyss with reasonable odds. I mean, I can teleport repeatedly. I have answers to many of the potential questions that will turn up. I'll probably survive the abyss. Fire. Come after me, bro. I'm gonna start by putting a fire in front of me, and then just ice the rest of the hall. You'll notice that without the Shadow Dragon present, my experience has actually gone up quite a lot this time. Oh, crap. Eat Hydra. Near starving. You know what? Fuck it. Push me all the way. Oh, that's it? Just one piece? Good lord. Repel missiles is a must. Push more ice. I am inside freezing vapor, so we'll back off square. Wow, that apparently didn't get you all the way down at the end, huh? Okay, nothing to eat. Alright, plenty to eat. Whoa. Drop the arrows, please. I don't know why you picked it up. Requirement. We can keep going wands, or we can try for armor. I'm good either way, so let's go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. Okay, what do I pick? Wand. Ooh, it's a new one. Yeah, identify it because it might have come with very few charges. 3 heal wound charges. That's quite good. Blink. Get me out of the cloud of flame quickly. And I assume that that's the end of the floor. So next floor. Found a couple gateways to hell. That's nice. You know what's missing from this build is Isekundrun's Mystic Battle Sphere. God, that would be a fantastic spell right now. It's one of the things that's really good that they added in 12, actually. I'm not a fan of how they nerfed, and they changed the Conjurer enough that some of my niche builds that I made up by myself no longer work, which sucks. But overall, they did a lot to inject a new life into that role, which is nice. They turned it from a role that used to be my favorite to a role that does not, because it no longer transitions well as a generically good role. But that's kind of the point they were going for. Okay, I don't want to die to these things that can smite target me from out of range. So what I'm going to do is get close enough to peek through. Damn it. Cure out of confusion. Okay, there's just no way I'm going to survive if I stay here. Can I? No, you can't. I wonder if I can self-activate wands. No, I cannot. Okay, confusion plus fear means that I probably will be obligated to keep moving away, which will be good. Okay, so far so good. I definitely am moving away now. Fresh batch of vapors for anybody dumb enough to attack me. Or approach me, I should say. Okay, I now can see inside their chamber. But they're still out of range. Fuck. I can see inside their chamber, they're not out of range. Boom, they're all gonna die. That's a painful friggin' vault. One of the only times an Eidolon is probably actually, you know, their fear is actually helpful. Helpful to the enemies, obviously not to me. What are you gonna do now? Just stand there and freeze to death? Because that's fine with me. Barring paralysis, I should be okay with that. Oh, this is a long way around, as it were. And there is, in fact, a book here. Not sure what I've picked up that fills up my slots, but whatever. We'll ditch the Scrolls of Enchant X. Slow, short, light, and flame to keep dance. None of those, thank you very much. Drop it behind, and out we get. We got out just fine. Next. Stop. Boom, 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 boom. Light a fire, charge it down. Freaking iron trolls. Ice will work very well against these fiery types. Repel missiles needs to stay on. Alright, still starving. Please, one of you have left a corpse. Good. And the other? Oh, you both left a corpse. That was gracious. I'll raise you both from the dead then. If fighting is still on, it needs to go off. Okay, it's off. And hey, we leveled up. Awesome. But yeah, 286 health, and we're getting pretty close to max level. Once we hit that, it'll probably be just shy of 300. Without further fighting training, obviously. With feather fighter training. With further fighting training, I could probably bring it up higher. Ooh! You guys are probably in for a treat. This looks like a Spriggan floor. Fancy-ass jungle. Solution? Torch it down. Spriggans are known for having incredibly high evade, so we're going to focus on using spells that they can't dodge. Careful not to light the jungle on fire here. Lightning bolt. Actually, you know what? Not that careful. I don't mind if we light their jungle a little bit on fire. See how badly it spreads. Man, these guys are getting pwned. Okay, that looks like a... Yeah, it looks like he fired a zap behind me and lit the jungle on fire behind me. I'm okay with me lighting it on fire ahead of me, but not behind. Okay, well I just tapped out all my mana and missed everything. because friggin' Spriggans. Alright, down we go. Let's see what we can do about this friggin' Spriggan. Not immune to Mephitic, which of course plays right into my hands. Ice and that. That said, they do have good MR inherently on account of being Spriggan, so can't exactly rely on timely Mephitic clouding to happen. Raise dead. I now have a little bit of a buffer. We'll see what else there is to deal with. Ice and fire and ice. That's a pretty wide arc of destruction. Hey, stop fighting him. If he wants to come through the ice, he's welcome to. If not, we'll make him dance at least. For both of you. Now we'll back away to the enclave I've made inside the woods. Kill the firefly riders. And again, I wasn't shafted here or anything. I'm in no terrible urgency to get out. Play this. I have a back door I can run to if the situation ever gets dicey. So we'll just take our time here. The zombies are attacking something. Oh wow, you somehow got behind me. With a fucking blowgun nonetheless. Freaking idiot using your damn pike. Okay, what is that? Is that a druid? Spriggan druids are actually the one reason to really fear Spriggans and their floors. They can summon not trivial enemies like these herds, and then they can awaken the forest, which means that when you're traveling through the thin, narrow foresty areas, they do massive, massive quantities of damage. The trees, I mean, do massive, massive quantities of damage. Glass is shattering. That can only mean that I must have left a potion inside there somehow. Maybe he dropped the potion. I wasn't paying attention. Not that it would have changed my plan. Alright. If this is a Spriggan floor, as opposed to just a Spriggan door of a Spriggan floor, we are off to a great start. Nope, it looks like a full Spriggan floor. These are druids. They do the exact thing I was telling you about, and you'll notice it says the tree reaches out and hits you. Low HP casters find this incredibly dangerous. Higher HP casters like my guy are probably a little bit less frightened, but still. I'm just going to get out of range of the trees for a little bit. Till the forest is no longer awake. And thanks to my good zone spells, I'm actually capable of fighting back on my terms. It's probably a summon. See whether or not that comes back to bite me. Meanwhile, ice and fire aplenty. Confusion. Secundurance, Mystic Blast. That's a defender. I don't know what they do. I do hope they die well. As long as he's standing on my fires, I have a lot less to be concerned about. Oh, he's Mephitic. At least he's behaving that way. Totally making use of the explosions from the Thingy-bob. From the Iskunder's Blast. You know what? You're not the only ones who can get Spriggan speed going. Swiftness, activate. Reach the stairs, and somebody come after me. You. So good of you to volunteer. We have an intent. Are you a Care Bear? I am an intensive Care Bear. In we go. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not even stopping for quick blades. Wow, the sheer amount that these guys can dodge is kind of terrifying. That's a distortion weapon. We're just gonna pick that up so that they don't use it against us. We can put it away somewhere safer. Raise the dead and just start pounding on these guys, I guess. Oh, more coming in. Icing time. Okay, follow up icing. Make sure that anything that wanted to reach me dies. And now we'll try these books. Right. Gotta drop the flail. Ooh, new scroll. Torment. Ow, that hurt. New scroll. Bolt of Fire is not a bad idea, actually. For the rare ice immune enemy. Ooh, Enchantress. Put me to sleep. I don't know what the Enchantress does, but I assume it's deadly. Deflect missiles. I'm at half health. Let me put on Repel missiles, Swiftness, and then deal with the Enchantress. After my own idiom, which is to say running for it. Spread cold throughout. If it's hitting my troops now, it means it can keep up with me, which means I want to see where it's going. So, dropping regen in favor of this, and then activating regen just so that I'm not out of abilities. It is using a distortion weapon, a rune demon whip, so probably a whip of distortion. It is extremely resistant, but not immune to hostile enchantments, which means, boom, that works. We'll use that to buy ourselves a little bit of distance, and then follow up with Orbs of Destruction, which I swear it looks like it's actually just letting the orb pass directly through it, rather than actually avoiding it in any way. Stop walking into my own goddamn fire. Okay, I don't have any mana, so we'll get out of here before we go back to deal with her. Eat up. Full health, full mana, necessary. Repel missiles, sure, why not? Summon butterflies, I suppose, is actually not going to be a bad idea either. I don't want to be the first one in line, after all, for when the Enchantress decides to come calling. We're going to ice up the area. Please tell me you're iced. Yes, it is iced. And we'll see just how resistant to fire she is, because she's going to step forward into fire. And then we're just going to do our best to make sure that we don't let... Nope. She can move and attack on the same turn. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Confuse. I'm probably going to end up in the abyss at the rate I'm going. Need to come up with a better plan. These butterflies are now obstructing my path, which sucks. Put fire to block the exit, and ice the way the rest of the way. Has all its health back? Jesus, how'd you pull that stunt off? How good is my MR that I'm able to actually... not very. Swiftness. Okay, it knows I'm here. It's gonna follow me. That's gonna give me a free license to do this again. It's just ignoring. You know what? Yeah, orb of destruction at point blank range. The trade-off I think is it's using regeneration and has virtually no health, so it was able to gain back what little health it had really fast, and it looked like it was gaining a ton of health. In reality, all it needed was a good hard push, and it died. We're gonna drop this distortion flail up here where it's less likely to get used on me. ID this armor. RF RC++. That is kind of good, actually. What kind of AC are we talking about here? 6 minus 1, so equivalent to my model dragon armor, except that my model dragon army gives me armor gives me resist poison. This does not. I believe I had another source of resist poison in the dungeon, a ring that came with a side of evade. Yeah, but my ring slots are way better than that right now. So if I took up the fairy dragon armor, I would effectively be, well, how does fairy dragon armor work? Yada 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 yada. Oh, same species as modeled. The altered potential now are now extended. Their price is one of the last ones that they ever existed. It's not actually answering my question of what it does. I'm pretty sure this is going to give me the same thing. It's not listed under dragon armors. Okay, new plan. Internets, teach me. Fairy dragon armor. Crawl wiki. Base stats identical, wearable by all races, even has sticky flame on the side. Found by killing, it has random properties, usually positive. Almost never have any of these. It also has a small chance to have clarity. Plus 1 to 11 MP or HP will always be positive chance somewhere between 2 and 7. Okay, so bottom line is, it is exactly what it promises to be, a random. I think the most interesting thing that I'm seeing here is that it says plus, it has 1d3 random effects. That's kind of cool. So that's what it did. It rolled an RF, an RC, and an RC. Anyway, problem for me is I have to choose between plus 3 to AC because artifact came enchanted positively, versus R Poise, which is a resistance I won't otherwise have, though it's not a terribly important resistance in and of itself. Honestly, wearing this armor would free up my weapon slot. So, do I have R Poise on any weapons out there? I do, on the Zin's Envy, but it doesn't give me anything new that's useful, so I'm better off carrying this guy anyway. Yeah, the more I think about it, the less reason I'm seeing to wear the fairy dragon armor. So, thanks but no thanks, Spriggans. We're going to leave that to you and go back to the next floor. Nom 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 nom, your delicious, delicious Spriggan flesh. You gotta love that I have minus 10% MP, but still have 48 MP because of my spellcasting not even being close to full. And for those of you unfamiliar, 50 is... Oh, you know what? I'm wearing the plus 9. Shoot, that's what it was. Okay. Got excited over nothing. 40 is much more reasonable for this level of training. You know, this is a very much a case though of do as I say, not as I do, or do as I, yeah, say not as I do. I'm telling you guys this is the wrong way to play, wrong decision to make right now. I should not train spellcasting, because spellcasting as I have it is sufficient for my needs by a lot. It is an unnecessary extra skill, and I'm only training it because of some theoretical fear of hunger, which I shouldn't have, because A, I have no anticipation of being without food, and B, well, even if I did have an anticipation of being without food, look how much permafood I have. I could probably switch to permafood and spam my higher level spells and still not need any new source of food before I am partway through Zot, most of the way through Zot, so yeah. So do as I say, not as I do. I'm saying that it would be better to divert that EXP to something more useful. even something as trivial as just putting more focus on my defense skills than I have already. But I really want minimum hunger level 7, hungerless level 6. Actually, how is that ice storm coming about at this point? 77% fail? Not bad at all. And we could raise that intelligence another 3 points. Alright, now for the fun part. Navigating the Spriggan forest. Anticipate lots of, oh my god, it's a druid, run away. I mean, I anticipate lots of that. I still remember Zap the Spriggan wizard from my initial, one of my very first videos I ever did for this channel, starting a Spriggan wizard. Died on this exact style floor, though admittedly he had been shafted repeatedly. I think he was on floor 19, or was it experience level 19? But yeah, similar floor to this. I've got the eye of the tiger. Confuse, and then blast him. Just blast them. You know what? Fuck you guys. Lightning bolt. You guys can dance around while I light your fucking trees on fire. How's that? Buy myself a little bit of maneuvering room. I think it's an all-around good idea. A little bit more flesh. This is such a beautifully crafted floor too. Alright, we found our way down, so we don't have to finish this floor anymore. Though I will continue it for the time being. Huh, why are there skeletons? Oh, there's a Spriggan necromancer hiding in here. Hopefully I'm not on side of freeze. I don't think I am. Put myself at risk range for freeze, because, you know, kind of figured I would be able to tank it. I mean, I have, what, 2 tiers of resist cold on me, so yeah. Waiting. The ice to die down. I'm gonna eat that corpse as soon as we get to it. Ice everything. Open door. Ooh, it's a trog house. Next. No druid, no concern. Just fired on the entire forest and then backing off while it burns. Just freeing up, again, maneuvering room for myself, since I'm using quite so many zone attacks. Going to the bottom left. Zone. Fire. Mephitic cloud. You guys will dance into anything that is around. Good God, you guys just aren't that bright. It's the Spriggan shepherd, and he's like, I wonder where my flock went today. Oh my god, there's a fucking ogre. But not the kind of ogre that walks around with a club, walks into the nearest fire, and dies. No. The scary kind of ogre. The kind that's making up for the fact that he isn't OP by being played by a decent player, if I could claim the honor. There's no way I'm going to be able to reach all the way there, but maybe a lightning bolt will, and if not, I can burn the trees in the way and then reach there. There we go. Okay, now that he's dead, the forest is no longer trying to hit me. And the forest is going to be on fire soon, so I'm going to bail, and I'm going to whip out my Rod of Summoning and Recall just to protect these guys. How kind of me. Gotta remember I have these abilities or they become useless, as I love to scream during D&D to my friends, know thy buffs! Alright, I think we're good. Res dead. Hell and pan holes, that's nice. No, it's not gonna work. We're gonna burn this forest tree, and then do that, and then do that. Now we're gonna get out again. Okay. Whoa, 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 this place is still on fire. And Wolfgang over here thinks he knows what he's doing. I know what he's doing. Getting himself killed. I don't think he knew that. Why are you firing Curari at me? I mean, what were you hoping to accomplish is kind of more of what I'm curious about. Did you seriously think you were going to kill me even if you had me disabled? Because that's just embarrassing. An embarrassing lack of judgment on your part. It's nice. Spriggans are so small they can ride these giant fireflies. And it's actually possible to kill one then the other, I think. Because sometimes you notice you've attacked and then there's a dismount of sorts. And the thing you're attacking is now the rider. There, I splatted the Spriggan before I managed to splat the firefly. What are you gonna do? Keep throwing that at me? Go for it. Let's assume that you crit every time. You're still not gonna deal that much damage. Oh, dance your way into the water, my pretties. Dance. Wait, are you floating on water? No, they're too smart. They're too smart to take random steps when they're this close to water, so I need to electrocute them instead. Or, you know, electrocute the trees behind them and light their entire forest on fire. That works too. Their death is imminent. That's all of them. Let's get out of here before the forest fire claims us too. Yes, he thinks he's being smart by standing still and not attacking or trying to move. And he is, because he would drown if he did, but how smart are you really when you're just waiting to be beaten up by the ogre in front of you? I guess he's like, he's a mage. Being at melee range gives me an advantage. Yeah, but he's a mage and you're a fucking Spriggan. You've got nothing on him. Good luck surviving the gauntlet. Alright, take a look at the mini-map on the right. It looks like some bizarre animal jaws helmet or something with like abdomen off the top. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's a clear. Heading to the next floor. That makes for two really cool mini vaults we've seen so far. Oh, we're just gonna blow you up real quick. Okay, now that he's down, eat that, and we're gonna call it the quits for now. Hunger status. Level 6 spells are hungerless. I have literally no business training spellcasting now. I don't even have an excuse I can use to justify it to myself. I do need to be thinking in terms of getting a new spell on mine. Something that just deals serious physical damage and isn't too avoidable, or is a little bit less expensive or is cost efficient. I don't know. Conjuration, therefore, is not a bad thought. But one thing we might do is go the summoning route, just so I can have some summon buddies with me. Armor and dodging. These are going to pay off no matter what. They're going to raise my AC and evade, so we're going to pick those up along the way as well. So a -3, a -2, and a -1 ability. That seems like a fine spread for me. Alright, that's all for now. Thank you all for watching. I will see you guys next time.